All right, so hello to everyone who's watching us on the web, WCPO.com. This is Dan Carroll and Chopper 9. I'm here with pilot Nick Ringo, and we're flying over the scene. This is on I-75. It's north of Monroe, and we're just a little bit south, maybe about a mile or so south of 122 on I-75. And don't know all the details about what happened here yet, but apparently there was a shooting, and a passenger, a female passenger, I believe, was in this vehicle, this white SUV you see with all the doors open, and police are taking pictures of that right now. That I believe that person was shot to death, and the suspect may or may not have shot himself, but I am told I've heard reports that suspect is in custody. So you get an idea just how serious this incident was. And you see all the police vehicles, all the Ohio State Patrol on the scene, and the other police vehicles. So we're going to really have to wait for the Ohio State Patrol to talk to the media, give us an update on exactly what went down right here. But northbound traffic shut down at the Monroe exit, Route 63. And here's some of the southbound traffic that is still waiting to get by the scene. All right, 10-4, we'll be standing by. All right, we're going to do a live cut-in coming up. Chopper 9 to control room. I had turned off earlier, but I'm back now. So I'm ready whenever you guys are. Hi, Griffin. Griffin, I can hear you. This is Dan. Can you hear me? Okay. $10-4. I'm ready whenever you are. Five to 10 minutes. Okay. Is there going to be an anchor toss? Okay. $10-4. Oh, there's 122. There's the Middletown exit. So I said about a mile. It's probably maybe about 3/4 of a mile, huh? From there to there? Half a mile? All right, so Ohio State Patrol. It's like all OSP. I don't see any like Middletown police or anything like that. And if you're watching this on the web, I lost the picture because I took my hands off the controls for a second. Trying to see if there's anything additional from Channel 9. Yeah, so again, if you're watching us on WCPO.com, if this is a murder investigation, which I believe it is, then this is going to be closed for some time. This is the northbound traffic is exiting at Route 63 in Monroe, and all the southbound traffic is getting off the highway at 122 in Middletown. And if you're watching us on WCPO.com, we're going to... Okay. There we go. Hi, Carol. Well, let's show you the scene first of all, and you can really get a look at the number of police cars here. And I believe these are all Ohio State Highway Patrol vehicles. I haven't seen any local police cars here, so it's the Ohio State Highway Patrol that's in charge of this investigation. And the white SUV that you see here off the side of the highway, police are obviously they're going through this. All the doors are open. They've been taking a lot of pictures in the time that we have been here. I am told, my understanding, that the suspect is in custody, and as far as I know, the suspect may be inside one of the vehicles that you see in the picture right now. Now, I want to give people some perspective on exactly where this is. So I'm going to pull the camera back, and I'm going to show you. This is right coming into your picture now is the Route 122 exit. This is the Middletown exit, and that's where a lot of the southbound traffic is exiting. Of course, all these folks who are waiting right here, they are obviously headed southbound on 75 and decided not to detour. So this is just about maybe 3/4 of a mile south of the 122 exit in Middletown, and it is north of the Route 63 exit in Monroe. So there's a lot of congestion right now. If you can stay away from Route 63 and I-75, if you're listening to us right now and you have plans to travel in that direction anytime soon, you might want to stay away from there because it's going to be shut down if this is indeed what I believe to be a murder investigation here on I-75. Carol? Hold on there. Well, okay, you said your information is that the suspect shot himself and was taken away from the scene. That may very well be the case. I did not see an ambulance as we approached the scene, heading away from the scene, but they may have gone. We were heading, obviously, from southbound 75, heading to the north, so that ambulance may well have traveled north to a hospital in Middletown. So that suspect may be there. Now, as you look at the picture, you see all the traffic that is flowing southbound on 75, and that just happened. They had all that traffic stopped that was southbound on 75, and now this is the first time that we have seen traffic actually moving past the scene on southbound 75. But there's still a lot of police activity in this area, so if you are planning to come southbound on 75 past Middletown, down towards Monroe and then on towards Westchester and Cincinnati, you can expect this to be very, very slow, probably for the remainder of the evening rush hour. But if you're just joining us once again, here's the scene. This is all in the northbound lane of I-75, just south of the Middletown exit, and that white SUV is where police are concentrating their investigation. You can see they've got a white sheet up over the car. They're taking all kinds of pictures and really just beginning the beginning stages of their investigation into what happened here. Well, I don't have any information on that, to be honest with you. I'm reading Twitter like everybody else is. I'm reading the dispatches that are coming from WCPO.com and on the Twitter feed. So what happened here exactly, I couldn't tell you right now. I was telling people earlier who were watching us streaming live on WCPO.com that we're going to have to wait for the Ohio State Patrol to give a briefing to the media to get details on exactly what happened here. There was a shooting that took place obviously out here on the highway, and the suspect apparently stopped the vehicle right here. My information is that a SWAT team was actually called in, and there was a standoff that lasted here for some amount of time, and then at some point, and I don't know when, that suspect apparently shot himself and was taken to the hospital. And it is also our understanding that a female passenger who was in that vehicle was killed sometime. We don't know if that happened before or happened during when the car was stopped here on the side of the highway. So all those details are still going to have to come out, I think, from the Ohio State Highway Patrol. Well, yeah, some of them are. The scene has died down here a little bit. There were probably twice as many police cars here on the scene when we first got here. Some of them obviously aren't needed at this point, so just the ones who are doing the investigation, and I believe the van that you see in the middle of your picture is the coroner's van. So typical of a homicide investigation, or whenever you have a fatal accident on a highway, that highway is just completely shut down while the investigation is done. And and it's just the normal sort of pace of things, that these things take some time. They have to do all the photographs and take all the measurements and do everything that they normally do in one of these investigations, and we've seen it many, many times where these investigations can take several hours. So if I-75 here north of Monroe and just south of Middletown remains shut down, and again, you're looking at the northbound lane of I-75, if it remains shut down well into the evening, I would not be surprised by that. Well, here, this is, I'm zooming in now to Route 63, and this is the Monroe exit, and you see the police vehicles that are blocking the traffic right there. Look at all the northbound traffic. All this northbound traffic has to exit at Route 63. So this is an absolute nightmare. If you come north on Route 63, you can then head east or west on Route 63. If you head to the west and you hit Route 4, and then you can continue on north from there until you get to 122, north of 122, and then head towards Middletown. But if you head this way and you start heading into Lebanon to the east, and just you can see just all the people who are trying to make a detour around there, that the traffic in this area around Monroe is really going to be tied up for quite some time. And it's I don't know where the media staging area is for our reporters who are on the way. But hopefully it's somewhere right around there close to Route 63, and they'll be able to get there and start gathering more information. Well, this is something you don't see every day. For a scene like this to play out on the highway, I've been to a number of scenes where there have been shootouts on the highway and things like that, but usually they wind up making themselves off the highway, and this is a little bit unusual for a scene to be like this on the highway, and for you've got 1, 2, 3 lanes of traffic here completely shut down. So how many, I don't know if there were shots fired at police. I don't know if there was an exchange of gunfire. We don't know anything like that, but it just
in due time. But first I need word on that DNA test.
You don't need those results, Victor. I can give you the answer right now.
I'm all ears.
Nathan West is your son.
Well, the information that I got initially from our news desk was that the SWAT team was called out, and again, I don't know all the details or all the facts, but I'm reading reports that I'm seeing on Twitter, reports that you talked about coming from our news partner, the Hamilton Journal-News, that a female is dead in this incident. So that information all has to be confirmed by the Ohio State Highway Patrol, and we'll be waiting for that to come. As we take a look at southbound I-75 here, coming past Middletown, that backup has really thinned out quite a bit, but still a lot of very slow traffic in this area if you're coming past, and it's probably good for the southbound travelers that they've opened that up to get to let the traffic go past the scene here again. So a lot of the information, I'm like everybody else. I'm reading what I see on Twitter. I'm reading things that Evan Millward has posted, and things that have been posted by other sources from WCPO on Twitter and on the website and things like that. So it's all a little bit sketchy right now. And again, we're going to have to wait for the briefing from the Ohio State Highway Patrol before we have a really clear understanding of exactly what happened. Okay, if you're looking at the scene right there, you see the white SUV, and I'll put that right to the top middle portion of your screen. Now I'm going to move the camera to the north. We're traveling north on I-75, and this is the Middletown exit, Route 122. You see it right there. So it's only about 3/4 of a mile to the south of the Middletown exit. You see 122 right there. So that's exactly where this is, in the northbound lane of I-75. And just since we've been talking here on the air, they've opened southbound 75 to the southbound traffic, still moving very, very slowly past this accident scene. As you can well imagine, whenever there's a wreck or anything like that, people obviously slow down, and they get a look to see what they can see. So that is going to help slow down traffic southbound on 75. Now I'm going to turn the camera the other way. We're going to look to the south. And on the left-hand side of your screen, where you don't see any cars, that is the northbound lane of I-75. And this is the Route 63 exit right here at Monroe. And when we came up here, there were cars that were just up here by this scene, and they were traveling south in the northbound lane of I-75 to get back here to Monroe. And look how congested this is with all the traffic that is coming. All the traffic that is northbound on I-75 is being forced to exit at Route 63 in Monroe. So that is causing some major delays for you northbound on I-75, and that detour is not going to be much of a bargain either, with exactly everyone who's on the highway trying to take that same detour. So back here to the scene, the white SUV that was involved in this incident. This is what the police have been concentrating on since we've been here, conducting their investigation into what we believe is a homicide investigation. The information that we have is that there was a female passenger in this SUV that was shot. Well, I believe she is the one who is dead, and a male suspect, according to the information that we have from our partners at the Hamilton Journal-News, apparently shot himself and has been taken to the hospital. So that's pretty much where things stand right now. And again, this is an investigation, as we're starting to learn now, that is just in the beginning stages and is probably going to last for several more hours on well on into the evening. Yeah, I was looking at that van again, Carol. I thought that might have been the Warren County coroner's van, but it is not. That is a van that belongs to the Ohio State Highway Patrol. So right now they may just be waiting for the coroner to make it here, and the coroner is going to be stuck in traffic just like everybody else. So that's going to be one of the things that complicates this even more with all the traffic in the area and everyone trying to take these detours. It's going to be slow and it's time consuming for these different officials who need to get to the scene, including the Hamilton County, or not the Hamilton County, but the Warren County coroner, who's been called to the scene to do what that office needs to do. All right. Hey, Griffin.